बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। वेलकम इन द सेकेंड ईयर मैथ्स क्लास। आज बच्चों हम पढ़ेंगे टाइप्स ऑफ फंक्शंस और सबसे पहले हमारी जो टाइप है दैट इज़ पॉलिनोमियल फंक्शन। पॉलिनोमियल फंक्शन पॉलिनोमियल फंक्शन इज़ denoted by capital P of x. X denotes for variable and P for polynomial. Polynomial function is denoted by a and x and where all ai's are coefficients and these are real numbers and x is the variable and n minus 1 these are the powers of x. ठीक है, तो all ai's belong to R and if a n is non-zero then degree of this polynomial is n. ठीक है, so this is the called the polynomial function and now we read the linear polynomial function. If degree of this polynomial function is 1, this is called the linear polynomial function. Okay? That is, linear polynomial function is of this type where a1, a0 are real numbers and coefficient of x is non-zero. Second degree polynomial function or quadratic polynomial. If degree of polynomial function is 2, that is this is called a second degree polynomial function or quadratic polynomial function, and in this all a2, a1, a0 are real numbers and a2 is non-zero. Then I have identity function. Identity function is denoted by capital I and this is from a set X on itself. It is defined by I of x is equal to x for all x belonging to x. Then we have constant function. Constant function is denoted by C and this is a function from set x to set y and it is defined as C of x is equal to a constant for every x belonging to x. A may be any constant. Then we have rational function. Rational function is defined by or denoted by r of x and this is equal to f of x or p of x, usually we denote p of x over q of x where q of x is non-zero. This is called the rational function. Then we have trigonometric functions. which you have read in detail in the first year class, trigonometric and inverse trigonometric functions. Y is equal to sin x, y is equal to cos x, and domain is equal to R, and range of sin x is equal to the closed interval -1 to 1. Similarly, the trigonometric function y is equal to cos of x. Domain of this function is also R, and range of this function is also closed interval -1 to 1. Then y is equal to tan of x is also the trigonometric function, and its domain is R minus x such that x is equal to n pi, where n is any integer, and range is the whole R for this trigonometric function. Similarly, you can revise the secant x, cosecant x, and cotangent x. Then inverse trigonometric functions. Likewise, sin inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x, and as you know that, girls, we have defined the principal domain and range for the sin inverse functions, and y is equal to sin inverse x if and only if sin of x is equal to y. And you have read that for where minus pi by 2 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to pi by 2, and minus 1 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 1. Similarly, y is equal to cos inverse x if and only if cos of x is equal to y, where 0 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to pi, and x lies between -1 to 1. And for y is equal to tan inverse x if and only if tan of x is equal to y, where minus pi by 2 is less than y is less than pi by 2, and x lies between -infinity to +infinity. Similarly, girls, you can define the cosecant inverse x, cotangent inverse x, and secant inverse x. Okay, so these were the inverse trigonometric functions. Now we define the new type of functions, that is exponential functions. A function in which the variable appears as an exponent is called the exponential function. For example, y is equal to e raised to power ax, y is equal to e raised to power x, y is equal to 2 raised to power x, etc., or y is equal to 2 raised to power pi into natural log of 2. You can see, students, in every function variable occurs as an exponent. You can see, so this is called the exponential function. Very easy, you can define this. Whenever variable occurs as an exponent or as in power, the function is called the exponential function. There are two types of exponential function, but The natural exponential function, number one, first type is natural exponential function. When base is e in the exponential function, this is called the natural exponential function. And second type is common exponential function. When in exponential function the base is other than e, that is it may be any constant, then this type of function is called the common exponential function.